Hello and welcome to the read along. The title of this book is One Chair, One Reality: The Key to Faith and Dominion That Works, written by Donna Eve. I am Donna Eve, and I'm so glad you were led here to be with me today. It is my voice you'll hear throughout this read along. So let's begin. Lesson 5, Applying One Chair. We have dominion. Let's use it. God gave us dominion. That wasn't poetic language or symbolic language. It was functional authority. Dominion means we have the God-given right to make decisions and see those decisions come to pass. It means our choices carry weight. It means our agreement matters. It means heaven responds when we decide. Most people live as if life is happening to them. In reality, dominion means life begins to happen through you. Your personal world is not random. It is shaped by the outcomes you allow, the outcomes you tolerate, and the outcomes you intentionally choose. Dominion gives you the ability to install what belongs and remove what doesn't. So, dominion only works when it is used. You can have authority and still live beneath it. You can have choice and still default to whatever shows up. You can have power and still never activate it. The one chair system is basically the way we exercise dominion. It takes the spiritual truth, you have authority, and it turns it into a mechanism you can operate. When you narrow your desire to one outcome, seat it, and anchor it in love, you are exercising the dominion God gave you. Dominion is the foundation. The one chair is the application. The one chair mechanism. If you are a believer, you are already familiar with faith. The one chair system is simply the mechanical breakdown of how faith actually functions. This mechanism explains why our faith-based manifestations can feel inconsistent, because the system only works when it is operated correctly. The one chair system. Narrow your desire down to one outcome, not two, not three, not this and that, just one. That one outcome must include the criteria you want. Number 1, your non-negotiables, must-haves. Number 2, the boundaries that are out of scope. 3, a deadline. 4, a love hook, because faith works by love. There is only one outcome that can manifest into reality regarding any subject: one chair. If you find yourself using or and to describe multiple possible outcomes, you haven't narrowed your desire down to one. Seating the chair. Once you decide, you seat that desire in the one chair. You declare your decision out loud. Lord, this is what I want. Then read off your list. That declaration is the installation into the one chair. Unseating the chair. If you begin doubting, wavering, or changing your mind, you have unseated your original request. Once unseated, it is no longer being worked. You get no result. If you don't circle back and seat a new desire, the chair remains empty. If you don't want to decide, there are moments when you may not know what to choose. In those cases, you can seat the chair with this declaration. I am in agreement with the highest, most loving outcome regarding this situation. When you do that, God's will on that subject becomes the seated desire. Check-ins, tweaks, and unseated attempts. This is the stage where love helps you stay the course. Once your desire is seated, you may encounter situations where friends, family, or media push back against your decision. This is when you stand firm and reaffirm your commitment to what you chose. Sometimes you'll receive partial answers to your original declaration, and depending on your deadline, you may decide to refine your desire. For example, maybe you don't want to change companies for a new job. You simply want to transfer to a different location. If that refinement feels right, decide on the new criteria and announce your updated choice. That seats the new desire. There will also be moments that test whether you will speak against your original declaration. These tests aren't punishments, they're opportunities to stay aligned. For instance, if you declared health for your body, then speak health or, at minimum, avoid speaking against it. The room and your life. With this premise in mind, let's revisit that empty room example. You have the budget and the resources to turn that room into anything you desire. Start by taking inventory. Notice what's in the room, what you've allowed, and what you've settled for. After you take inventory, release the things that no longer serve you, forgetting those things which are behind me and reaching. Philippians 3:13 through 14. Once you withdraw your attention and energy from what you don't want, you become free to focus on what you do want. Next, look around and ask yourself, what things are important to me personally? What are my non-negotiables? What have I tolerated that I now want to improve? After you've generated that list, choose something small to install into your world, something you genuinely like. Don't assume you have to pay for everything. God is in the gifting business. If you need the money, He can send it. So give yourself permission. Choose something from the list that you truly want. Decide what you want and the components that are unacceptable or out of scope for you. The thing you choose must be something you want, not something you feel you should want. Choose something free of guilt and obligation. Now, take this inventory and installation process for an empty room and apply it to your life. Examine the things that must go and the things that you would love to include. The same principle applies here. God will provide the resources you need when you ask. With the one chair, you can give your life a fresh coat of paint or a full makeover. A real life example. There's a weekly show I really enjoy. It's about 30 minutes long, but with ads, it's closer to 22 minutes. Still, it's a great show. Here's my issue. I don't want to pay for a subscription or a cable package just to watch a 22-minute show, especially because I'm not a TV person. If I had 100 channels, I wouldn't suddenly start watching them. That's just not my personality, so it would be a waste. So I got very clear about what I wanted. I wanted that show. I didn't want to watch a bunch of other shows. I didn't want to pay for cable. I didn't want to pay per episode. I only needed access during the seasons it aired: fall, winter, and spring. Those were my clear boundaries, with good reasons behind them. I knew why other options were eliminated, and I knew why the show mattered to me. So I became uncompromising about it. Paying per episode wasn't my cup of tea. One of the first things I did was search online, YouTube, and other platforms to find a way to watch the show without paying. I found a few options, but they were inconsistent. So I added a new criteria. I need to be able to watch it consistently. I knew the new season would begin in October. I simply mentioned it out loud as a reminder, since Scripture says, put our Father in remembrance. That show was starting in October and I needed a subscription. Within a month, one of my family members gave me a free subscription to the app that airs my show. Now I can watch consistently and I didn't have to pay for it. The point? Your desire should have criteria, things that are included and things that are excluded. You should choose something you love. Start with including something small like a TV show, then gradually look to install more things you love into your life. Lesson 5 keys. Narrow your options to one desire that includes criteria: must-haves, out-of-scope, deadlines, and love hook. Making a declaration out loud seats the chair. If you change your mind, the original desire is unseated, which leads to no result. If you can't choose, then seat God's highest outcome. Agreement becomes the decision.